Good day, everybody. It is Calxiyn here, and thank you for attending Calxyn's Royal Court today, where we have gathered to do a reaction and discussion to Gabriel Agreste. I think that this episode is going to be super, super fun, very interesting, and so I hope that you guys enjoy a little bit of content during what seems to be kind of like a miraculous hiatus. I couldn't record this right away because I had exams, but maybe it's like a blessing in disguise because we haven't gotten any new episodes since this one, so let's all take this in and enjoy it together. Oh, okay, well. Oh, okay, well that's interesting. Maybe he means, oh. Oh, good. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I wonder if he actually did it or not. That's interesting that Felix is like, you know, trying to read up on all of this. I wonder why. Does he think his ring is a miraculous? Why? I mean, I don't know. I feel like his interest, I don't know. I feel like his interest is a little sus, don't you? Also, the other thing that I'm thinking about is it's kind of funny how Felix is also voiced by Adrian's voice actor, at least in English. Aww. Well, we're not friends with Chloe anymore. Aww. Damn. Right. Okay, well that's interesting. Damn, Natalie really is like the brains behind everything. Well, obviously we know that this did not happen, right? Because this is episode 9. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, well this is cute. Oh. Oh, wow, this is so cool. Oh, I love this art style. This is so cool. Damn. Okay, yes, that does make sense. This is so cool. I love this. It's like this classic, like Disney, like stained glass fairy tale style. Oh. Well, that's nice. Oh my God, Chloe, what are you doing? Oh no, Chloe, really? Damn, bro, she would really sabotage, like, Adrian's school life? Damn, see? She's just like, if I can't have him, no one can. Yeah, see, that's what she's thinking. She's like, if I can isolate. Damn, you tell her, Marinette. Oh man, I have so many thoughts right now, but I can't. Okay. Maybe not the mustache. Damn, she's putting on her best, like, Chloe impression. Damn. I love how now Zoe is kind of using, like, what she was taught to do as a weapon versus genuinely being that person, you know? Okay, but who would be fooled by this? That's my question. Like, if it's Chloe's butler. Oh my God. Oh my God, what is this? That reminds me of Squid Game. Oh dear. Okay, oh, isn't that the symbol for Kagami's mom's, like, company? Damn, bro, a fingerprint scan? Is Adrian's dad okay? Jesus. Damn, Marinette's like, swole. Okay, see, I think, I don't know. What? Really, Adrian? Oh, shit! Felix just saw that! Ah, damn! Oh, Chloe! Ah, damn, you get her, Felix! I like Felix for that! Good job! Ah, good! Damn, okay. That was kind of smart of Chloe, though, to take her chip thingy. The fact that no one can recognize that this is Marinette is sending me. Like, even Kagami? Well, that's not good. Okay, does he know? Oh, okay, they're talking about that. Really? But what about his other one? But what if the copy the real one. You know what I mean? Like, what if his copy's the real ring and then he just gave the copy to Gabriel? But how would they know? Whoa, that was sus. Okay, sir. But yeah, wouldn't Gabriel know it's not the same ring? Damn. So he does know. Really? Bro, you have a whole ass party to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, aren't you a little busy? Oh, I see. He's making a copy of himself? Oh my god, that's why this episode is called Gabriel Agreste. The episodes are always named after a senti-monster or the villain. Oh no, Jesus Christ. What a headache. Felix is just seeing this as an opportunity. That it's just Kagami and Adrian who, you know, they haven't made up yet. Chloe? Gorilla? Did he really not just see that? Stealth level 100. Like, bro, this episode is like so crazy. Like, I can't even get a thought out, you know? Oh, hello. What are you doing, bro? Like, what do you think you're doing, Felix? Aww. Damn. Whoa, he just called him out? What? Wait, does he know that he's a senti-monster? Does Felix also know he's a senti-monster? Like, Felix seems to not be that surprised by that, which means Felix knows. Damn, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Come on, Felix. Nice! Good job! Wow, what? Oh, he tore his pants so he would be able to see if there was a fake one. Felix is actually so smart. Like, Felix is galaxy brain. Oh, and now, yep, damn, oh my god. This episode is crazy. Ah, damn. Oh, Kagami got her fencing stick? Damn, Kagami was like, I'm gonna fight the collector. Hey, ah, look, oh my god, go Kagami, nice. Uh-oh, well that's not good. Now there's the door open. And so that also, like, I was gonna say if they're trapped in the house, how would Ladybug explain how she, like, got here? But luckily, now they don't need to make up, like, an explanation because the house isn't locked anymore, you know? Okay. Nice. Well, that was easy. Good job. Damn, that fight was over pretty fast. Oh, that's how he got the charm in the other episode. Oh. See? Ladybug's so nice and now, like... See, but now Felix will know because of the tear on the pants. Come on, Felix! Yeah, there you go! Now you know the truth. Okay, sis. But, like... What about Felix? Oh? What? What does that mean? Oh, what? Excuse me? Hello? All right, everybody, let us get into the discussion now. And this episode was very interesting because I feel like the fight did not matter. Like, none of that stuff mattered. It was really like what was going on at the party that mattered. And there's some episodes that are like that where like the villain part like is like the least important part, but like the Felix part I think was like the most important part. But let's just go through it. First, we obviously have this scene where Shadowmoth is like, bro, like something's been different since you've been the Guardian. I gotta figure out what it is. And then by the end, he figures out that it's the anti-acclimatization charms. I guess he didn't realize that people were getting those, and so that's a big revelation, and that's why he has one to experiment on in, I think it was Dearest Family is when he did it. I can't remember, but it was one of like the later episodes. Obviously, everything's airing out of order. So it was one of those where I was like, but where did he get the charm? Like, where did he learn how to do this? And then I guess this is supposed to be the continuity of that. And so this obviously happened way before that episode. And so right here we have this little scene of Gabriel talking to Emily. He's talking about getting the ring back. And see, this whole ring thing, it seems to be very, very important, but we still don't really know why. Like, we don't know if it's a miraculous, if it's the object for like an amok, which I personally think that that's kind of where we're going. But it seems like Felix is like oddly interested, right? Like in sort of the idea like, oh, you have a miraculous and it's this object and you wear it and these jewels are what gives them the power. So I wonder if he's thinking, is my ring, like are the twin rings, you know, a miraculous? I wonder if he's thinking about that. Because he's like, I hope we get to see some superheroes, right? And so I'm thinking, like, is he saying that because he wants to know if his ring is also a magical object? Or is he just sort of like, is he just sort of saying that? Obviously, I think Felix found out a lot about the miraculouses, maybe a bit more than he expected, right? Because obviously now he knows that Gabriel is Hawkmoth. And that's crazy too. Like, he's the first character, right, that knows that he is Shadowmoth, but can't necessarily say anything about it, it doesn't seem like. And see, I don't know, I'll argue that he could, but maybe he's just waiting, you know what I mean? Like, he's just waiting for like an opportunity or something, because I feel like that even though he was threatened, he could tell Ladybug and Cat Noir, but then I guess he could get snapped out of existence that way. Anyway, I'm just sort of thinking, he could tell Ladybug and Cat Noir very, like, covertly, but then the flip side of it is, if, like, anybody finds out, like, if, say, Ladybug and Cat Noir, like, break into Gabriel's house, Gabriel will know that it had to be Felix and then snap him out of the existence, I guess. But then, like, she could use Lucky Charm to, like, fix everything and Felix would be back into existence because that was something that the villain did while they were fighting a villain, right? So wouldn't that count to be Lucky Charmed? Anyway, but Felix doesn't know that, so I guess his mindset makes sense. Anyway, that's irrelevant right now. Then we have this scene where Adrian brings Natalie some food. He's lamenting over the fact that his friends won't be there. And he's like, yeah, like, you know, but Chloe and Kagami, they aren't really my friends. I mean, Kagami isn't his friend right now because they're having their little fight. Chloe isn't his friends right now for obvious reasons. But then we have Gabriel. He's just like stressed out because I guess Natalie would do all of this planning, and because Natalie is sick, she can't, but she's prepared everything. And we do see in that scene that she definitely is like the brains of the operation. And also that's where we hear that Gabriel is planning to get the rings back. Meanwhile, I'm not going to talk about this much, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, it's a thing. They make, you know, a plan. The thing that I did actually really like about this scene was like the fairy tale part of it, like the fairy tale illustrations, which I guess we can talk about and we'll show you guys just to see it again, because I think that the art here is like really, really cool. And so I really like this. It has this like Disney, like storybook style, obviously. I kind of like how like Adrian is the princess in this situation. And I like the fact that they're bringing fairy tales into it, just because like Miraculous to me has always seemed like very fairy tale inspired. Like, even though it's very superhero inspired, like I would say that equally, like a lot of the stuff there are like magical elements in Miraculous, right? And so it sort of makes sense, like from a, I don't know, from a viewer perspective, to me, the inclusion of fairy tales makes sense. Like, it's always made sense that Miraculous has had that sort of like, almost like Disney fairy tale like type inspiration to it. So the big drama that happens here is obviously like this whole scene with Chloe. And I think think that this scene with Chloe's very interesting because it gives us kind of an idea of her mindset. Like, I've sort of talked about this before already, but she has a very, like, if I can't have him, no one can. And so I think that in the context of this episode, I think that her mindset is basically like, well, you know, I wanted Adrien to come to school when he was my friend, but now that he's not my friend and doesn't like me anymore, like, if he goes back to the way like he was before where he wasn't going to school and I was his only friend, he would have no choice but to hang out with me. Like, that's basically her mindset, is that if she can isolate Adrien, things will go back to the way they were before and they can be friends again. Instead of actually trying to change and like being incentivized to change, right? She wants to do this. I'm not gonna go over the plan too much, but I do really like this scene where Zoe kind of like, she used to imitate her mom and Chloe as a sort of way to like get their approval and to be part of the family, but now she's using that same like mimicry in order to kind of like, you know, sabotage Chloe, right? And so I think that that's sort of interesting, like something she was doing kind of genuinely before as a way to get approval, she is now doing to kind of like help Marinette and everything. Like, she's putting it on as an act to help Marinette, and she recognizes that it's an act. And so I thought that that was like pretty fascinating for Zoe's character. I just thought that that was really interesting how, you know, before she would drop into this like sort of like Chloe like 2.0 kind of attitude to impress her mom, but now she's only dropping into it to like use it like against them, to use that attitude against like Chloe and like the mom, like in a way, right? And so I think that that's like very interesting. As for why no one can recognize Marinette, that's just beyond me. I'm just gonna say that that's like cartoon logic, but this is the most compelling part of the episode for me, is the fact that Felix sees both Miraculouses and Gabriel sees Felix see, I think, right? And so they have this sort of like look between each other, but they don't discuss it yet, obviously, and like you just see the look on his face. And so what's interesting here is we get some like fake family love, right? She's like, thanks for giving us back the ring. And then he's like, oh, it was the sensible thing to do. Like, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't want to say that he doesn't want to say that Felix stole it yet, basically. You know, he wants to confront Felix about that on his own. And I do like, again, all the Marinette antics of like how she, you know, was clumsy in the kitchen on purpose. And I love how Felix just fucks with Chloe right here as well. Like, but I am the real Adrien, right? I just loved that. I love seeing like Kagami's mom. She puts on the mask and we kind of get like a little bit of insight into like what kind of like party this is. It's like super high security. Everybody's wearing masks, even though everybody probably knows who each other is, like just by like hair and stuff, right? Like, obviously, like that's probably not, like, you know that it's Kagami's mom based off of how she dresses, but they're all wearing masks anyway. And this is where Felix gets into like the medium trouble. The big trouble is coming later. And so he says that he makes a copy, right? Like, you know, like, don't worry, I made a copy, she'll never know. But then Gabriel can see like right away that that is not Emily's ring, that he basically gave the fake one to Gabriel. Or there are like two fake ones. Like, Felix has a fake one, he gave Gabriel a fake one, and then the real one is probably like safe at home or something like that. That's how it seems to be. Yeah, so he basically goes to overhear, which I think was like really, really smart. He went to like go overhear their conversation and see if he knew it was fake. So he does, like, he did know that it was fake all along. And so this is where they get the plan to akumatize him. I really like the trick of like using the fake Gabriel, and that's why this episode is named Gabriel Agreste, because of the senti-monster Gabriel Agreste. I thought that that was pretty smart. Again, we just sort of have like more like Marinette antics, and I feel like even though they were funny, it's not the big part of this episode. We do get to see like the party a little bit. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, obviously. Like, it's just sort of like there are people dancing, they're wearing the masks, and I'm like, what sort of like business is going on here exactly? You know what I mean? And like, Gorilla was not doing like a very good job for security, but yeah, we see a couple different like masked people just like, they're just dancing, they're just like partying and stuff. But I wonder like what was so like high security about this party exactly. Like, that's the part that I still don't get. It's like, oh, we need privacy to conduct business, but I'm like, where's the business, sis? Like, nothing's happening. So now with Felix like following Gabriel, I thought that that was really good because he was already suspicious, and then he sees the painting, and I wonder why he goes to touch it, or like what exactly like he was looking for in here. Like, because I mean, I guess Gabriel came in here, so he was looking for Gabriel, but like, I don't know, he was drawn to the painting for some reason, and I sort of wonder why, right? And so I love how Felix calls him out as Shadowmoth, but like he just doesn't address it. He's like, I'm Gabriel Agreste right now. I don't need Shadowmoth's powers for that. Like he never denies it. And so it seems to be like the subtext here seems to be, I may be Shadowmoth, but I don't need to be Shadowmoth, you know, to, I guess, wipe you out of existence, right? Is basically what he says. I only need to snap my fingers to make you disappear from here. You wouldn't dare. Do you want to take that risk? And so that's the interesting thing, is that he seems to know that he's a senti-monster, if we're going to take this context as sort of like a bit more like abstract, I guess. Like you could say that snap out of existence just means like he'd kill him, I guess. You know what I mean? He'd kill him as Shadowmoth, but I don't think that that's what they're saying. So here's what I'm thinking right here. I feel like that this is implying that Felix is a senti-monster, knows about senti-monsters, and then also like knows that he is a senti-monster, because I feel like think about it. All I have to do is snap you out of existence, right? That is obviously like the thing that happens when like the senti-monster is released. But like he says, you wouldn't dare. And so I feel like that's the weird part, because if all Gabriel meant was I'll make life a living hell for you and your mother or something, right? Like that, I don't know, that wouldn't be like said like this. He uses very specific language of I would snap you out of existence, right? And so it seems like that Felix even knows that he can be snapped out of existence in the first place. And so that's sort of like the weird part, right? Is that it's not just I'll make your life a living hell, like I will, you know, I'll get rid of you, and like, because it said think of your mother, right? So unless like Felix thinks that Gabriel is threatening to literally murder him, the only thing that makes sense, like in terms of snap out of existence, would be like the senti-monster thing. And based off of how Felix reacts, it seems like that he knows. And so the question is, like, did they not realize that the senti-monsters were connected to the Peacock Miraculous? Because that thing that he was watching, it said, right, that Hawkmoth had the Peacock Miraculous and then the Butterfly Miraculous, and everybody knows what the Peacock Miraculous does. So did he put all of the pieces together? Like, did Felix watch that video and think to himself, wait, if I'm a senti-monster and I was created by Emily, right, or my mother, does that mean that my uncle has the Peacock Miraculous? Like, was he already suspecting that Hawkmoth was Gabriel, like, even before this point, because he knew that he was a senti-monster, and he knew that only one Miraculous could make that senti-monster, and Hawkmoth was in possession of that Miraculous? Like, did he already know that? I don't know. It's just, in this scene, it seems like he knows. It seems like that he knows that he's a senti-monster in this scene, like with, again, how they translated, including the power to destroy your life, right? Because you could say that that could be more of a, you know, that could be more of a metaphor, like he could like metaphorically destroy Felix's life, but no, he seems to be implying that he would really, like literally destroy Felix's life, and Felix seems to know that. And so I feel like that maybe even then, Amelie knows then that Gabriel has the Peacock Miraculous and may also be Hawkmoth, but just isn't saying anything about it. And so see, he tries to like gaslight him right now. He's trying to like pretend that he's not, but Felix is really smart with that button thing, right? And so then he's like, what brooches? What are you talking about? Right? He's trying to trick him into, you know, convincing him that, oh, well, yeah, Gabriel doesn't have what it takes to be Shadowmoth, blah, 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 blah. And I love that Felix does this little trick, because now he knows that that Gabriel was a fake. And I thought that that was really, really good. And Felix also resists. So he's like, I don't need that, right? I don't need powers. It's almost like he thinks I don't need powers because I can outsmart you. And that gives Felix some very like light from Death Note energy. Like, I really like the energy that Felix is giving off this episode, because he's basically trying to outsmart Hawkmoth, and he does. Like, now he knows for a fact that Gabriel is Hawkmoth. But I do wonder, I guess, like, what is he gonna do with this information? Felix, right? Like, is he gonna try to blackmail him later on? Because his life is still threatened, and his life is still at risk. And so that's, like, the questionable part of, like, how Felix can act on this information. I love Kagami, though. Kagami taking out, like, her fencing stick and going to cut a bitch, that was great. And it still shows that even though Kagami and Adrian are kind of like having this like weird thing right now, you know, she still cares about him. Even in that episode where they were all like in the white room, like at the banquet hall thingy, like for the thing? I don't remember who got akumatized in that episode anymore. I think it was like the announcer guy or something. Like Kagami pushes Adrian out of the way and like, you know, fights with the chair to protect him and everything. So that's good continuity. And again, to showcase how smart Felix is, he basically makes like an escape for himself. And this also basically explains why, because at first I was worried. I was like, how are Ladybug and Cat Noir going to explain being able to get into the Agreste house if it was locked down for the party? But then like Felix basically gave them a window, so that was pretty good. And I do like this conversation with Felix and Cat Noir, and I feel like that it could give Adrian a bit more like, almost like insight. Like it could get him to start thinking like, wait, maybe everything with my dad and Felix like isn't okay with this ring. Like it could get him to like investigate further, because it's like, if it's yours, I think he says, if it's yours, like why would he take it from you? Like why would he get mad, right? He gave it to you, so why is my father angry about it now? Like maybe he could suspect that Felix stole it and then Gabriel was just covering for him. And so that's interesting that he's telling this to Cat Noir, so Adrian may have this information in the future. This scene is also so fucked up because it would be sweet if true, you know what I mean? Like sweet if true, right? Like, you know, Ladybug sort of has this whole, like, I'm sorry, like, about your wife, this won't heal your pain and your grieving, but, like, it'll stop Shadowmoth from abusing it, and I'm just like, normally this would be sweet, but now, it's like, it's so, like, you just see that it's all basically fake. And then Chloe, I don't know, the way that Chloe got resolved in this episode was sort of, like, convenient, because, I mean, she does put it in someone else's phone, so it makes sense that somebody else would take their phone. But yeah, I don't know, it was just convenience how Chloe, sort of got resolved. And then the I release you from existence, it highlighted the snap, which I think is interesting, because I think that's supposed to also remind us that the snap you out of existence thing and like pointing towards the Felix senti-monster. I thought that this scene was funny, because it was sort of like, oh, well, maybe, like, you know, that's why there are blank pages in the book to fill out, like, what hasn't been written yet. I don't know. I know what they mean. I just thought that it was funny because, like, she says something like, oh, I guess the book has only chronicled, like, what it happened, like, in the past. And I'm like, yeah, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just a weird thing to say. Look, of course the book would only chronicle what happened in the past and not what's currently happening. It's not a magical book, but I guess the implication is that, like, oh, I thought that this book had everything that anyone could know about the Miraculouses. The book doesn't have everything, basically. Like, the book has only what has been found out about the Miraculouses, but that's not a complete text. There's still more to, like, be discovered about that. Like, I know what you meant. I just thought it was kind of funny. Like, it's like, oh gosh, I know that this is so random, but my boyfriend and I were talking the other day, and he was like, I feel like that there's, like, only two types of Genshin players. The people that play Genshin and the people that stream it. And, like, I knew what he was trying to get at, but I'm just like, yeah, those are the only two categories. You're either a regular player or you stream. Like, you know what I mean? Those are the only two categories that exist. So what she was saying, like, oh, like, I guess, like, the book doesn't have what hasn't been written yet. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it works. Anyway, I know what she means. I just thought that it was funny. But yeah, then we see again, Felix notices, right, that he has the rip in his pants. And that means that he knows that, you know, the Gabriel Agreste that he encountered was fake. And again, Marinette's little plan, I thought it was cute. Okay, so with this post-credit scene, right, he says, a little surprise for when you come back, dear nephew. And then he puts the Miraculouses inside of the thing. And I'm wondering, like, what does that mean? Like, that's what I don't understand. Is he puts the Miraculouses away, and so, like, are they fake Miraculouses? Like, maybe they're just copies of the Miraculous, and he wants Felix to find them inside of the cabinet? Or was it like he has a surprise planned or something? Like, he has a surprise plan for Felix? Because that's the only thing that I don't really understand. Like, what does that even mean? Because he only puts, like, these Miraculouses inside behind the painting. And so I wonder if they're not real. Like, maybe he made copies and then that's the surprise for when he comes back. Like, you know, he tried to, like, gaslight Felix into thinking that he wasn't Hawkmoth, but maybe now, next time Felix comes back and looks in the cabinet, he wants him to know that he's Hawkmoth, and so, or, like, you know, that he also has the peacock, and so he put, like, copies of them inside of the thing. I don't know. Maybe the surprise is the fake Miraculous. I mean, he did put the two Miraculous back in his hiding spot. And we know that his brand makes jewelry inspired from the Miraculous, so it wouldn't be weird for him to have copies. Okay, so maybe, like, some people are thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, is that it's just, like, a copy and that's a surprise. Some people think we haven't seen the surprise yet. Like, some people think that the surprise is coming. And some other things that I was sort of thinking about, like, while I was just, like, looking for, like, what other people thought and just, like, the answers in this thread. I think that what's interesting is, like, you know, some people still don't buy the whole senti-monster thing, but it's really one of two things, okay? Gabriel either threatened to, like, snap him out of existence as a senti-monster, or Gabriel threatened to kill him. And none of those are, like, good options, you know what I mean? Because some people are like, it could just have meant, like, you know, that he was going to, like, he didn't need, you know, to be Shadowmoth to, like, ruin his life or something. And I'm just like, or to, like, you know, take him out of existence. Like, that would mean to kill him. So, like, neither option is good. Like, if the snap out of existence thing people still don't buy as senti-monster evidence, the alternative is literally like, I'll murder you. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't give me back the rings, I'll kill you. How is that any better? But anyway, I think he planted fake Miraculous behind the portrait because he's aware that Felix actually knows. And so, yeah, that's what I was sort of thinking as well. And so maybe, like, Felix will try to, like, use the Miraculouses. Maybe the whole thing will be is that Felix is Hawkmoth. Maybe he'll try to frame Felix as Hawkmoth. Like, Felix will, like, take the Miraculouses, and then, like, Gabriel will be like, oh, well, you know, Felix has the Miraculouses, so Felix is Hawkmoth. Like, you know what I mean? But could anybody really believe that Hawkmoth is, like, a child? Like, you know, but anyway, I think that could be kind of funny. Like, he could frame Felix for, like, having both Miraculouses, but they would have to work. Because if they don't work, then, like, Ladybug and Cat Noir would know that they're fake. So I don't know how that would work, but anyway, I think that's it from me, everyone. There are definitely some interesting implications in this episode, and I'll have to think about them a little more to make, like, an actual theory, but these are my discussion points and my thoughts. Very good episode. Felix is just so, like, galaxy brain. We love to see it. I really liked this episode for that, and so I think it was really good. And so that's it from me, guys. Thank you for attending Calxyn's Royal Court today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!